want you to come over here and talk to everybody. Tell them about your life. Nate, you can't be doing that, son. Watch the spider out. Out came the sun and it dried up all the rain and the itsy bitsy sun. Hey guys.
My comic book is worthless.
Why?
Because I threw it away.
Well. Hey Maria. Hey S. Williams. What are you doing, girl? So I just got done watching her Opiate Fixes video. Are you guys subscribed to her Opiate Fix? If you aren't subscribed to his channel, you need to check out his channel. His channel is yes, girl, Sonia. Look at me. I have notifications on for old Leonard because his videos are awesome. So he just got done making a video and he was clowning on folks.
Mommy, I want to watch FTV.
Okay. Okay. He was clowning on folks, talking about how, oh, now you're sober, so you hate the drug dealer. And you know what? It's so hilarious to me because I used to follow people on Facebook who acted the same way. We're gonna get the drug dealers arrested and give them life in prison. You guys, here's the deal, for real. Drug dealers, most of them are getting high too. So most of them are just sick like we are, you know. I haven't seen my drug dealer in a while. Well, you know, I haven't seen him to buy drugs from him. But I don't hate him. Like, I don't blame him at all. It wasn't him. He didn't get me hooked on drugs. I was hooked on drugs long before I ever met him. He just, you know, sold me drugs.
Mom!
Oh, it was hilarious. He was clowning.
Mommy!
Yeah, baby.
Put on FTV.
What, is your daddy not going to do it for you?
No.
Okay, come on. So he was just talking about how, you know, it's funny, like, people get some sobriety time and then they're talking about hating drug dealers and shit. Really, you guys, like, in my recovery, I don't hate nobody. That's not, you know, part of what I believe in. Now, yeah, he made me mad a lot. He would have me waiting, y'all. I'm talking hours on end. 2, 3, 4 hours at a time waiting for him because he would get high and smoke pot and then forget about me. And I'd be outside of the Shell gas station waiting for him. Oh, yeah, it used to make me so mad. Oof. And you guys, I'm the kind of customer that if I know where you live, I will drive to your house. And I will knock on your door until you answer. And so me and Neil, I've done that several times. Like ran to his house and knocked the door down. There you go, man. It's just... sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, right, girl? Okay, so somebody commented on one of my videos from a while back, you guys. It was one of my prison story times, and she had commented, her name is Candy, and she was asking about what it was like for me. And because I went to a prison that was a boot camp kind of prison, it was a minimum security prison where, hey, Leonard. There he is, you guys. Speak of the DEVIL. I was just talking about you. I was just telling everybody that I don't hate my drug dealer. Thanks for the $10, baby. In fact, if I saw him, I would probably be like, "Hey man, how are you doing? I'm sober." You know what I mean? I'd be like, "What's up?" But he would be proud of me too because I had known him for years and years before, you know, I really got strung out real bad. So he would probably be proud of me, you know. But it's like, he didn't make me get high. He didn't push me to use. And real talk, he was just selling dope to take care of his family, you know. That was his job. He had gotten out of prison and he had a felony on his record and he had gun charges. So it was really hard for him to find employment. I remember because
One more thing to eat.
Yeah, hold on. At one time, we were going to get an apartment together, right? Me and my drug dealer. Oh, y'all don't even understand. Let me go ahead and tell y'all this story. So we'll just call my drug dealer Z, okay? That was what we called him, Z. Well, me and Z, when I moved to Little Rock, I had been here for probably like a year, right? And we had gotten to be really close. Like I was one of his best customers, you guys. I had a job. I always paid. I always had money. If he fronted me, I always came that Thursday with my paycheck and signed the whole thing over to him. Like I was his bread and butter. So before I met Neil, he was talking about, hey, let's get an apartment together, I need to use your name to get the apartment in your name. And you guys, I had just gotten out of prison, so I knew the real tea. I was like, you want me to get a apartment in my name so that way you can sell drugs out of it. Oh, hell no. But see, he thought I was some dummy. He thought I was some simpleton who didn't know what was really going on. And I was like, dude, you can't catch me putting an apartment in my name for you, right? I was like, if you need a roommate, I'll stay in a room and pay some rent, but I am not going to begin an apartment with you. Well, he ended up getting an apartment in the high rise that I moved into that I've told you guys stories about. And he was living on, God, was it 12th floor or 11th floor? And girl, I cannot tell you how many times people was like, and he wasn't the only one who they people always wanted me to use my name or use my credit, right? I that was one thing I knew, you guys. You don't let nobody take your name and put the lights in it, your name, or their house in your name, because then they won't pay it. And the reason I learned that, you guys, is because I've seen other people do it to other people. When I lived with my ex boyfriend, his sister, shoot, she would get roommates and then kick them out and have the electricity on in their name and rack the bill all the way up to $700-800 and then never pay it. So I learned, you know what I mean? Um, but so me and Z, we were. I mean, he was my drug dealer from 2009 till the time I got sober in 2015, you know? And so, hey Lou, it was just like, y'all, it was crazy. So, anyway, um, let me tell you. Okay, so he got an apartment in the high rise where I was living, and this apartment was like a huge apartment. Like you could walk in, and there was a little kitchen right here, but then it was just an open floor plan, right? And so he would have like all these dudes over, and what they would do was they would just play PlayStation and shit all day long and smoke pot. I mean, you could walk up and you could be on like the fourth floor and you could smell like loud all the way down the like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 floors. Yeah, this is the only guy. I mean, like I was over there all the time, but this dude was cool because like I would go over there, you guys, and I'd known him, like I said, for years, and I could go over there and I would get so messed up, and he would pick me up and take me and put me in his room and lock the door because I would pass out. I would be nodding off and incoherent in front of all these dudes, and I would be the only girl there, you know? So that's one thing that, like, I have so much respect for him, and, like, I don't hate him at all, you know? Like, honestly, like, I could have been hurt many, many times, and he wouldn't let me get hurt. He put me away somewhere, you know? And he would tell me, like, the next day, he would say, because I would always wake up in his room, and I would be like, how did I get in here? And he would be like, girl, you should have seen it. You was on the couch last night. Next thing I know, I looked over and he was like, you guys, and listen, I was sloppy when I was in active addiction. Like it wasn't cute. You know what I mean? Like my cute days in active addiction were long gone. So by the time I got out of prison and I moved here, I was just sloppy high. I would get high and then I would just be fucked up. You know, like no dudes were trying. If they were, I didn't know about it because I was passed out. You feel me? But I was a burden. I was I was a liability. Like, you didn't want me there because I was overdosing, and then you would have to call the paramedics or drop me off at the hospital. That's how it was. Like, I was always in some kind of something was a problem was going on, right? Hey, Keith. So my drug dealer would always, like I said, always, and I he would always take me and put me somewhere where I was safe, and shut the door and lock me in there, until the next morning when I would wake up and I would be safe. And there was many times, you guys, where I would be there for days and not even know I had been there for days because I would just get so, you know. Um, So, I don't hate him. I actually I forgive him. It's not his fault. That's the way he made his living, and that's what he had to do to feed his children. He had kids, he had a girlfriend, he had car payments, insurance, he had rent, and that's how he was making his living. And throughout the years of us being, him being my drug dealer, I had tried to get sober many times, and he would watch me and he would tell me. And towards the end, you guys, towards the end, he was just like, I'm not serving you anymore. Like, I'm not selling you drugs because y'all are just out of control. And he would like he would try to not. It's hard, you guys, when you have somebody that's literally begging you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would drive over there and beg him, please, whatever you have, whatever you have. I mean, it was bad, um, but he had to do what he had to do to take care of his family. And I mean, like I said, he didn't have a good life. He made mistakes when he was, you know, a younger guy, and he got into a lot of trouble. And so when he got out of prison, he did not. He was trying to stay out, but he would try to get jobs. Because I remember, because I was working, I was working for Kroger, right? And I was working for Kroger as a deli manager, and he was like, I would try to get him on at all the jobs that I ever got on at, but I got his girlfriend on at one of them because, she needed a job, but she didn't have felonies. And so every time he would try to get a job, you guys, he wouldn't be able to get one. So it was like, that's what happens to people that come out of jail that have felonies. And I know because I have one, and it took me, my felony is 10 years old, right? So it's finally gotten to a point where I can get a job, and I get a job working with cash, and nobody says anything, right? But when my felony was fresh, like 3 years old, 4 years old, I couldn't get a job anywhere. I could not get a job anywhere. The only place I could get a job was waiting tables. It was so bad, you guys. And that's what happens here in the United States. Instead of helping you, when you get out of prison and you have a felony on your record, you're fucked. You're fucked. And it's so difficult to get a job. So it's like, and when you do find a job, you got to stick with it. You got to stay with that same job and build up your job resume. So that way, you know, you have a good resume. Anyway, my drug dealer, y'all, I don't hate him, but I'm telling you what, we had some times. We had some times. We was crazy. And Neil, when I started dating Neil, because he was my drug dealer before I met Neil. So when I started dating Neil, him and Neil got along so good. So we would go over there and hang out, and they would just like chill and talk together. And he was just like, he knew, he was like, you got you a good man, Nicole. You need to hold on to him. He is a good dude. He's gonna take care of you. When y'all get y'all's lives together, Neil's gonna be a good man. He's gonna take care of you. Then when I got pregnant, I remember I was pregnant. He was like, "Oh my God!" He couldn't believe I was pregnant. I couldn't believe it either. And when we had Nathaniel, I remember bringing him over there to see Z, and he was like, "He looks just like you, Nicole." And I was like, "I know." I can't, he was my friend, y'all, for many years, and I wish him nothing but the best. I hope that he was able to get out of that lifestyle of selling drugs and get him a good job and provide for his family, because that's the thing. Like, he was stuck in that. He didn't want to be doing what he was doing, but he didn't feel like he had any other options. Yeah, it's really difficult, and it's a shame, you guys, because that's what we go into prison for, to pay for our crimes, right? But it's like, no, when you get out, you're still paying. You're still paying the piper. It's like, I feel like this is what I think. I think when you get done with paying your crimes in prison, I think you should be able to come out with nothing on your record. Because what it does is it hinders you from being able to move forward in your life, right? Oh, y'all. And here in a little town where I live, where, you know, having a felony, you guys, like I could not get a job at anywhere. JC Penney, the mall. I couldn't get a job working anywhere that I was on the cash register. Anywhere. Right? And so the only place, and even getting a job waiting tables was hard. And being a bartender because I was handling a lot of liquor, right? And it was just a horrible situation, you know. I really truly believe that the recidivism rate of prisoners returning back to prison is so great because so many people come out and they try to get on their feet and they try to get help and they try to do different, you guys, and it's so difficult. It's so hard for them to get their lives back together and to get back on their feet. There are programs out there that will help, but what happens is, like in a city where I live, it's not a big city, so there's not a lot of opportunity here, you know, and this is where my family is at. I need to be close to my support system. So it's really hard. I wish, like, in the future, I hope that I'll be able to do things where I can create something to where I can help women when they get out of prison. There is a program here in Arkansas called CWIT, Center for Women in Transition. And when I got out of prison, I got with CWIT and they helped me find a halfway house. They helped me find a little old job, you guys. But the job that I got, like I said, it was a bullshit job, like a waiting tables at fucking IHOP kind of job, right? Well, then what I had to do was I went into Kroger, and because I am well spoken, because I am, a clean, like my appearance is still good, even though I was on drugs for many, many years, right? I went in and I talked to the people at Kroger, and I literally I told them, I said, I'll do anything if y'all will give me a chance. Please, I need this job. And they gave me a chance, but I mean, think about people who listen to me. I'm serious. Think about people who get out of prison or get off drugs and they're struggling and their appearance is they have their teeth are missing and maybe they have marks on their face from picking in their active addiction, and they go in somewhere and they're automatically judged and they're sober, right? Girl, I'm 37. 37. And I was high on drugs, IV, meth, and Roxy, okay, for over 12 years of IV use. And I'm 37 years old, sis. 37. Now, I got some wrinkles. See? But you know what? That just comes with time. That comes with age. And I can handle that. But I'm telling you guys, like, I know people who are such amazing, amazing people, but they weren't lucky like I was. And this is just luck of the draw, y'all. Luck of the draw, okay? Because my teeth, like I said, I was shooting methamphetamine. I know people that were shooting methamphetamine right beside me that have no teeth. A lot of that also goes back to when my parents were raising me. They took me and they took me to the dentist, and I had braces. You can't tell though because I got this crooked tooth, but they took me to the dentist and they kept me up on all my visits like that. A lot of people who are drug addicts, their family members are drug addicts too. Their parents are drug addicts. So they come from homes, broken homes. They come from homes where, it's not normal to go to the dentist. They don't have insurance. I was so lucky that my parents had insurance and were not addicts, and they made me do these things, and I was, it took care of me, and that's why I still have teeth in my head, because of my parents, because of them keeping my mouth taken care of when I was younger, because I was on their insurance up until I was 21. So up until I was 21, I had my teeth checked, my eyes checked, my, all that stuff checked. Why did I start using drugs? Okay, when I was in high school, it was probably, I started experimenting with drugs and alcohol when I was like 17 years old. You guys, that was the first time I ever really started experimenting. Um, I was dating this guy. His name was Robert, and oh, you guys, he was just like the most. I was just in love with him, right? And he went to another school, and he was a year older than I was. So I think I was like a junior, and he was a senior, and he was drinking and smoking pot and dabbling in cocaine. And we went to a party one night, right? We went to a party one night, and I smoked pot for the first time. And that was cool, right? Oh, yeah, no big deal. Everybody smokes pot when they're younger, right? Right? And you guys got to remember, like, I was raised up United Pentecostal. My parents were very strict on me, very religious. Hold on, baby.
Give me something to eat and don't hold on.
We didn't cut our hair. We didn't wear makeup. All these things changed. When I was like 11, we changed religions, and I was able to cut my hair and wear makeup. So I went through like this transition period where I like kind of rebelled, you know? So when I was younger, I tried pot for the first time and alcohol, and it was cool, but it just didn't strike my fancy, right? Well, then, we went to a party one night and I tried cocaine for the first time. And when I tried cocaine for the first time, you guys, stimulants, they rocked me hard. And I was like, I don't know what it was about it, but I liked it, and I tried it again and I tried it again. And by the time I graduated high school, like I was a methamphetamine cocaine addict, it was like something that I did on a regular basis. And it was like the circumstances for me, because like I said, I was raised in a good family, you guys. I just made poor choices, and I did not realize that I didn't know I was an addict. I didn't know that when I took these substances into my body that I was going to get hooked, right? Because I had seen other people get high right beside me, and they didn't get hooked. They walked away. So why was I not walking away? Because I had the disease of addiction, right? And that's what it is, you guys. That's what it talks about in the big book, how we see other people drink and use with impunity, with no problem, with no negative consequences. And then you have me, who I literally, the phenomenon of craving for opiates and speed to me was so great. Well, then I got my wisdom teeth pulled out, and they gave me Percocet for the first time. And oh my God, you guys, once I realized what opiates were, then I started combining Roxy's and speed. And it was just, I was off to the races. I mean, I tried to stop many times, but it was just the perfect combination of low self esteem, low self worth, and seeking validation. I so badly wanted to, like, be with my boyfriend, and I loved him so much, and he was partying, so I partied with him. And you got to remember, this is like 17, 18, 19-year-old Nicole. Like, this is the first time I've ever done any of this, right? He's my first boyfriend. He's my first person I ever had sex with. So I tried all these things with him. And then, when we broke up, when I was like 20 something, 21, 22, then I had already formed a habit. I already realized that using stimulants kept me skinny, and that it made me feel like I could do everything I wanted to do. And I thought I could maintain. I thought I would be okay. And then I tried to go to college, just like I told you guys. There's a whole podcast, like Annie said, of me sharing my story, you guys. And there's also a whole 4-part series here on my channel, and it's called My Addiction, The Ugly Truth. And it's in a playlist, and there's 4 videos, or 5 videos, you guys, of all my whole story. but there was nothing, I didn't get prescribed medication, and that was how I got hooked. I was a young girl who started to party, and I started partying, and I never stopped. I'm gonna make my boy a burrito. Hey Nate, I'm gonna make you a burrito. You know, just, well, you know, I'm gonna make you a burrito. No? Okay, I won't. What do you want? What do you want? Nate, what do you want? Anyway, and that's the thing, you know, there's no such thing as knowing when to stop when you're an addict. There's no such thing. When you're an addict, you lose the power of choice. I mean, it's like an obsession of the mind. It's a mental disorder. If an addict knew how to stop, then they wouldn't be an addict. You hear me? What?
Some apple juice and some eggs.
Eggs? Okay. Eggs. Eggs. Lordy. Okay, go.
Can I crack them with you?
No, upstairs. I'll be up there in a second.
I want to crack them with you.
Nate,
I
Nate.
want to crack them with you.
No.
Hey!
Nate, I'm just cracking 2 eggs.
I wanna crack them
1
with
egg. Crack it.
you.
Go. Don't make a mess.
No.
Did you just squeeze it? Oh, mercy.
No.
Bye.
I did it.
I'll make your egg. Bye.
I just did. What would you do if
This
you...
child.
What would you do if a bad guy was making
Right.
eggs
And that's what I...
and you just...
That's what I suggest to everybody, you guys. Just don't ever start. Because if you start and you have the disease of addiction inside of you, which is an allergic reaction to drugs and alcohol, it's the manifestation of an allergy, okay? If you have that, because some people have it and some people don't, you guys, that's why some people can drink and use without any problem and stop and never go back because they don't have the disease, right? And then there's some people that when they try, they say they get hooked, and that's what that was my experience. You know, I watched a lot of my friends try the same drugs I did, do the same things I did right beside me. Right? I was friends with 3 girls. We were best friends, okay, and they did all kinds of cocaine with me. One of my girlfriends, she started stripping, paid her way through law school, and now she's a lawyer. And she just said, I don't want to do that anymore, and stopped, walked away from it. And then one of my other friends got strung out with me, and she's an addict still to this day, in active addiction. But it just goes to show you, like, that's why I'm trying. My son is 4 years old, you guys. But I'm telling you what, I'm going to educate him, and he's going to know. Like, listen, your friends, when you get older, people you're hanging out with, somebody, you will get exposed to drugs and alcohol. And it's going to be that decision right there that changes your life forever. You've got to let your kids know. Listen, listen, mama knows. You know, it took me down through there, you guys. And if I had just listened to my parents, if I had just listened. My mom told me when I was younger, she said, your grandfather is an alcoholic. Your dad's dad is an alcoholic. You are susceptible to the disease of addiction. But you know me. I knew it all. And so I didn't think it would affect me. I said, oh, well, it won't hurt me. I won't fall prey to that disease, right? That's not going to happen to me, right? Well, I'm just telling you guys, it just happened. But I'm telling you, like, I think what people think is they look at me and they think, oh, well, her life she had a great life, and, you know, why did she become a drug addict? She's just so selfish. I can't even tell you guys, like, it was just like, I didn't even know. Like, I didn't realize that that's what was happening, you know, until it was too late, until I was sucked in so far. And then I was dependent on Roxy's, and I was addicted to physically dependent on these medications that I was taking illegally, you know. And sometimes I'd get a prescription, you know, I'd hustle a doctor and get a prescription. But for the most part, everything I did was I was paying cash money, right, to get these drugs. And then when I couldn't pay, I got so low down that I started having to steal and take things from places and pawn things. And there was a time where, you know, Neil and he bought me the most beautiful, beautiful blue diamond ring, you guys. And I traded that blue diamond for a 40 of crack, for a $40 crack rock. I look back on that and I'm just like, that old lady that has that ring, she don't even know she's got a blue diamond probably. It's already probably been pawned to somebody else. But it's just like, I kick myself in the ass, you know? I'm like, how in the hell, Nicole? Like, I said I would never get there. You guys, I promise you, okay? I was 25, 26 years old, okay? Snorting meth, smoking meth, you guys. And I was saying, I'll never trade my jewelry. I'll never hook up with a guy for drugs. I'll never shoot up. I will never do that, right? I said all these things. And I slowly but surely, as the years went on, crossed these things off my list. And I crossed every boundary. I crossed every yet that I said I would never do. It came true. That's why when I hear people talk about having the control, being able to control their addiction, or saying that they didn't let themselves get that bad, I just laugh. I laugh. I have a little chuckle. Because, honey, if you keep on going, you will get there. Hey, you know, you will get there, you guys. It is no joking matter. All it takes is a little bit of time. Give it some time, okay? If you're still having a great time in active addiction, popping pills, go ahead, keep on going. Because eventually you'll get to the point, it might happen sooner, it might happen later, but eventually you'll get to the point where you ain't popping pills no more, and it's not all glamorous, okay? You'll get to the point where you're using syringes that have been dull for so long that you got to sharpen them, okay? So you can stick yourself. You're using rigs that are so old that you couldn't even cut nothing. It won't even poke through your skin. Okay? There was a point in my life where I was living in a trailer that had no running water. So I had to go outside and dig a hole to shit in. Okay? And then when we ran out of bottled water, I would get water out of the bottom of the toilet to shoot up with. That's where my addiction took me. And I was, like I said, great childhood, amazing family, great parents, nice house, great school, great friends. Okay? My parents are still married. Okay? They've been together for like 50-something years. All right? I just was lost. I had no self-esteem. I never felt good enough. I never felt like I fit in. And instead of talking about how I felt, I bottled everything up inside, and I was too afraid to tell anyone, hey, I don't feel like everybody else, or I feel like I don't fit in. I felt like I needed to fix everything on my own, and that I had to keep it all a secret, and that my pride kept me from getting help. My pride kept me from being able to change my life for a long time. And if I'm telling you guys, there is nothing cool about being a junkie. There is nothing cool about it. It was just, and that's what it does. Addiction, it might start out as like fantasy and, and rock stars and popping pills and snorting lines off of girls' titties and taking shots and, fucking smoking dope, blowing clouds. But addiction takes you to where you're alone in your closet, stabbing yourself over and over again with a needle. And if you didn't shoot dope, you guys, just take whatever I'm saying and apply it to what you did. Till you're locked up in your closet, burning the tips of your fingers because you're trying to smoke dope, right? I used to burn my lips up, okay? One time, I called the police on myself. Neil and me and two friends were at this house, and we were smoking meth out of a pipe. And I got afraid because I thought that somebody was outside. So you know what I did? I called the law, and the law came. I called the law, and the law won. Okay, I called the law, and the law came. And they knocked on the door. And Neil took that pipe and shoved it in his sock, and it burned almost all the way down to his bone. Burning skin. Now he's got a huge scar on the inside of his ankle right there. So I don't hate no drug dealers. Did you guys see that guy come in that said, "This is what you need. I got what you need." Did you guys? Yeah. Did you guys see that guy that came in and commented? Let me see what he said. He said, "I got what you need." I said, "Oh God." He thinks that I'm looking for a drug dealer. This is what you're looking for, Dante Galvin. Who? No, honey. No, honey. You don't have what I want. You wouldn't even know what to do. Do you see how crazy YouTube is? I guess he was. What did he do? Search drug dealers on YouTube and find my channel? Oh, Lord. Lord. Okay, anyways. I love chatting with you guys. I love chatting with you. But for real, I look back on my life and I'm so grateful to be alive today. I'm so grateful to be alive. And you know what? I've got hepatitis C. You know what? And that can get taken care of. I'm so grateful, you guys, because I'm telling you, all the things that I did in my active addiction, I shouldn't even be alive. So I'm just grateful to be here. I don't hate my drug dealer. Like, I know he was just doing what he had to do to take care of his family, and I hope he's okay. I got love for him. I got love for him, for real. If I saw him to this day, I would like run up to him and I would be like, "Dude, I'm sober. Look at me." And you know what he would say? "Hell yeah, you are, girl. You done got thick." Because like I said, you guys, I was a little rail of a thing when I was in active addiction. All I was a head bobbling around. That's how skinny I was. Just a big old head full of hair bobbling around. Big head. And, yeah. But you know what, you guys? Like, we're so lucky, y'all, to be alive, right? Yes, there is medication for hepatitis C that you can get on that will cure it, you guys. And so don't get discouraged. If you have hep like I do, just go to the liver doctor, make an appointment with the doctor, and get on the medication. Hey Misty. A lot of us have hep, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And now all we can do is rise up and make changes in our lives today. So anyway, I just wanted to chat with you guys. You guys have got to go sub to Leonard's channel. His channel's called Her Opiate Fix. He is just he inspires me. Every time he makes a video, I have to respond to it because it makes me think of something, and so I'm like, ah! So y'all go sub over there to my friend Leonard. Show him some love and support. He's such an amazing man. He's going to be traveling all over the United States of America, like helping addicts and alcoholics. So he is a bomb ass motherfucker. Y'all will love him. If y'all love me, you'll love Leonard. And yeah, so Friday night we're doing the mat support group. So I hope you guys will be here. We're also giving away a palette Friday night, a Kat Von D makeup palette. So if any of you girls want to come to that meeting, bring a friend with you and you can be signed up for the giveaway. And then also, I am giving away a shirt, and all you have to do is go follow my go follow my 2 Instagram accounts, Real Talk Recovery and Nicole Pludre, and comment on one of those accounts, and you will get entered for this shirt that I'm giving away. So, you guys, there's only 2 people that have went and commented on my IG. So that's only 2 people that are registered to get this shirt tomorrow. So if you want to win this shirt, it's pink and it says nude lipstick, triple espresso, I'm good or something like that. It's got little lips on it. It's just really cute. And if you want to win that shirt, go follow my Instagram accounts, Nicole Pludre and Real Talk Recovery, and comment down below and let me know that you followed them, okay? Yeah, it's all in my description, you guys. It's all in my description. And comment, and you guys, I will pick the winner tomorrow, and I'll let you guys know who it was. We'll have Nate draw names, okay? But just fun stuff, giving away stuff, having a good time, and just, it's fun. So go follow me on Instagram, Real Talk Recovery and Nicole Pludre, and comment, and you can get a chance to win that bomb ass shirt. But I love you guys. Yeah, we're gonna let him pick the name out of a hat. I love you guys. I hope y'all have a great night. I'm gonna take these eggs to Nate because he wanted eggs with ketchup. And I love you guys, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Okay? And I'm gonna record a video about prison and about what it was like. Yes, baby, that's my hair, baby. You know you love it.